G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here on the brand new expansion for Age of Empires 4. This is the Sultan's Ascent. We have got a beautiful game for you today. Two of the new civilizations, one of which we don't really get the chance to cover that much because many people consider it to be quite a weak addition. You know what I'm talking about. Let's introduce our players. In the north of the map, in the color teal, playing as the Order of the Dragon. You formerly know him as Salami, Corvinus, and today he is known as Optimus Prime. In the south of the map, in the color blue, playing as Juicy's Legacy. You know him also as Recon, a Red Bull Wallalol attendee for 2022. It's Rack Attack. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are here on Cliffside, a brand new map added in with the expansion pack. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what we're going to have on our hands here today, because this is a matchup that we have not really seen that much yet. And the reason why is because the Order of the Dragon at the moment is not considered the strongest civilization. In fact, many of the pros, many of the top level players consider it to be quite a weak civ. Compare that over to the other side where you've got the Juicy Legacy. And the Juicy Legacy is one of the civilizations that are considered to be the better. If I had to point to 3 of the civilizations that are better and 3 that are worse from the new 6 that have been added, Juicy's Legacy would be up there. You'd have Joan of Arc would be up there, and you'd probably have the last one, the Ayyubids. You'd have to go the Ayyubids, and then you've got Byzantines, Japan, and Order of the Dragon down the bottom. Now, it's important to note that those 2 of those 3 civilizations are still very complicated and undiscovered, so it might turn out that they're quite strong. It's just that we haven't worked out how to get them there just yet. So keep that in mind. But let's talk a little bit about our matchup for today. We've got 2 civilizations that are both variant civilizations. Order of the Dragon, also they are the Holy Roman Empire's variation. So the Holy Roman Empire, often known as the Gigachads, here as the Order of the Dragon, you have the BIGGERCHADs. On the south side of the map, with Juicy's Legacy, these are the Chinese variant. Now, one thing to note is that in that matchup, traditionally, China versus Holy Roman Empire, China is at a significant disadvantage. And the reason why is because the timings from the Holy Roman Empire are just so much better. They want to do all the same things, it's just that they do it slightly faster. And they're able to take advantage of the windows that exist, and if they make it to the late game, then there's a good chance that they'll come out on top. Let's check in though, because this is a brand new matchup, and with a new matchup comes new landmarks, or at least new technologies available in the landmarks. We've got ourselves the Minework Palace, which is coming down, and this makes a lot of sense to me. This landmark is realistically the only viable Dark Age landmark that you've got as the Order of the Dragon. Let's talk a little bit about that. So you've got villagers as the Order of the Dragon that are better than your standard villager. They're stronger, they're faster, they've got more health, but they also take more time to build. Instead of 20 seconds, it's going to be 24 seconds. So slightly longer to build, which means that you have less of them. You following? Okay, good. They gather 25% faster. And when you combine them with the Ark and Chapel, they go from 25% faster to 35% faster, which isn't too bad, except if you compare that to the Holy Roman Empire, they collect resources 40% faster, and they have more villagers because their villagers don't take 24 seconds. So there are some trade-offs here, and I would definitely say if you're thinking about going for the Ark and Chapel as the Order of the Dragon, maybe don't. Maybe don't. Age Up comes through from Rack Attack, though. We see the Meditation Gardens has arisen for him. Not the best Meditation Gardens, if I'm honest with you guys. This is missing a fair bit. There's nothing out here. He's got food and wood. Definitely not the hottest. Yeah, okay. This is something interesting. I think that you're going to see a lot of Juicy Legacy players, instead of scouting the other side of the map, they're going to scout their own side of the map. Because have a look at this right here. You've got an absolute banger right here. You put that Meditation Gardens down in this position, you get all the food, you get wood, a little bit of wood here, stone, and gold. You're getting at least an extra 60 resources from here, passively generated. And 60 resources is equivalent to 1.5 villages. So you got to make sure that you're considering that. And obviously Rack Attack didn't even get the chance to consider it because he hadn't even looked behind his base yet. So I suspect we'll probably see that begin to develop as the meta becomes a bit more familiar with these civilizations. So Rack attack now. Looks like he might be working towards a castle age. There's a lot of villagers on gold. Normally, as Jussi's legacy, you wouldn't want to have this many villagers on gold just because you don't need to. You've got an imperial official who can collect gold for you or taxes for you. You've also got only 200 gold that you need, or less than 200 gold. You've got 170 gold that you need to get that second Song Dynasty landmark up. So there's a thing there. There's something that just points me towards a direction that might be a little bit further than the second age. On the north side of the map, though, Optimus Prime now aging up with that Mindwork Palace, and it looks like he might be doing the same thing. We've got ourselves a double fast castle attempt coming through for both of these players, but who's going to be the fastest of the castles? You guys already know the answer. Let's talk a little bit about this, because this is one of the bonuses that is kind of wild for this new civilization, Jussi's Legacy. Their landmarks in the Tang Dynasty have their price reduced by 15%. That means that if you want to build your secondary landmark, instead of paying 400 food and 200 gold, you pay 340 food and 170 gold. And guess what? It gets worse, because if you want to go to Castle Age, well, instead of paying the full 1200 food, you're paying 1020. Instead of 600 gold, it's 510. And it means you can get away with cheeky little age ups like this 6 minutes into the game, using 7 villagers to build the landmark. Keep in mind, he's got access to the unique Chinese ability. I say unique. I mean, it's still unique to Jussi's Legacy as well, right? But to be able to build buildings 100% faster. That's pretty cool. Let's check in over on that north side, because looks like Optimus Prime is going to be working towards something similar. We can see that the villagers down here on the gold vein have just crossed that 600 gold threshold. Still working on food at the moment. Initially went out to the berries, then switched it over to the farms. Interesting that he brought them out over onto the the sheep over onto the mill. But age up now comes through. One thing to note is that Rack Attack did pick up early upgrades as well. He's gone for the double broad axe. He went for the horticulture, so didn't go straight directly into that fast castle. He kind of mucked around a little bit and said, all right, we can spend a little bit of time here in the feudal age, get some upgrades. He's still up to the castle age before 7 minutes, just casually. And now it's time for the one, the only, the Shaolin Monk. If you have not seen this unit, get ready. Maybe just go pause the video, go get some popcorn right now, and come back with your popcorn and just get ready, because this unit is about to blow your mind. If you haven't seen this unit in action before, you are about to get whipped into shape, because we have got so many fun things to talk about when it comes to this unit. Let's get rid of the UI. Let's just talk about what makes this unit amazing. First and foremost, he's bald. And look, I'm not bald yet, but I will be bald soon. I am actively balding. I can feel it every time I go for a shower. I'm shampooing my hair, and look, there's 46 more hairs that have fallen out. You know, at this point, I don't even count them. I'm just kind of like you're eyeballing it at this point. But you know, when you're in the double digits, it's pretty much, that's it. So anyway, a couple more years, I'm going to be this guy running across the map. But the one thing I will be lacking is his stamina and his dexterity with that bamboo stick. Look at that stick. Look at the way that he carries it. This guy has an attack speed that is ludicrous. When he flings this thing around, it's like ba-tung, 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 ba-tung. That's how fast he's attacking. I think it's less than an attack, or more than one attack every second. That's how fast he's attacking. And he's currently working to get a relic. We're going to stay on board with him just to talk about a couple of the other bonuses that he's got. On top of that, he only costs food. 200 food, which might sound like a lot, but you got to remember, you don't have to pay gold for it. And it means that if you want to fight with this, that was the castle age, by the way. If you want to fight with this unit, then you only need to macro for food. So it makes it really easy to do that. On the other hand, this unit absolutely hates ranged units. It's got a special ability that when you click it, it takes 50% less range damage for 15 seconds. That's 50% for 15 seconds. It's a huge amount. And on top of that, when he's finished fighting, he can just heal himself back up to full because he's got a self-heal. That is absolutely ludicrous, and it's part of the reason why I think this unit is probably going to be copping a nerf. It is a hilarious unit. I can't believe he made it all the way across the map. We got to talk about him the whole time as he made his way across here. Good luck, little Shaolin Monk. Good luck. Anyway, 2 relics now picked up. I suspect he's probably got a couple more on the way. You can see the 3rd one's also been picked up. 4th one's been walled in. Lancers are out here and they're angry. They're upset. They say, hey, what did you do to my relic? That's my relic. Additional Lancers now coming out. We'll check in with Optimus Prime on that north side and see how he's doing. We've focused on Jussi's Legacy for quite some time now. Let's talk about the BIGGERCHADs because they are getting mad. Look at the size of that thing. That is one big knight. And that, my friend, is a gilded knight, a very special knight. Double the population, double the cost. Also, double the coolness. Have a look at how aesthetic this guy is. I tell you what, if I could dress like that, I probably wouldn't, because it would be very hot. But it's still pretty cool, though. I'll say that much. Maybe if I was going to Comic-Con or something like that, that would be definitely cool. Unfortunately, it looks like the relic is not going to be successfully carried back home. It was a decent attempt right there from Rack Attack to steal away the relic. I think, if I remember correctly, that was the larger of the relic, or the further of the relics. Oh, did he lose? Where did this one go? Did he drop it down or something? I'm not sure exactly what happened here, but you can see that he's missing out. Lance is now coming in. Wallalo going to be thrown off preemptively. It was going to go for the charge. Cancels it. Definitely the right call. Scout will go down here. He's going to come back in for the next charge. This is the consequence of not having any spears early on. The relic gets dropped onto the ground. He's got the Shaolin Monk in the back line ready to go. Spears have been upgraded to veterancy already, and Rack Attack is on the way to cleaning up the relics on this map. Keep in mind there exists only one other relic at the moment, and the gate is burning down, baby. Burning down the gate. But have a look at this. Spears a little bit out of position. He's got to be careful with these cavalry units, and now comes through. It looks like he's just going to try and take it out the good old-fashioned way. No charge needed. He makes it through. He makes it through the stealth forest. He's up to 3 relics, by the way. This will be the 4th relic in now for Rack Attack. He's having an absolute field day out here. 5th relic still out here on the ground. And Optimus Prime, he's in a tough spot. You want to know why? He went the Regnitz Cathedral. Now, the Regnitz Cathedral is slightly better for the Order of the Dragon than it is for the Holy Roman Empire. And the reason why is because the Order of the Dragon can't create prelates out of their town center. They don't start with a prelate either. They only get access to them in the Third Age. So the reason why the Regnitz Cathedral is better for the Order of the Dragon is because it gives them a free monastery, which they can then train their prelates out of, whereas with the Holy Roman Empire, they don't need it because they've already got them. I mean, it depends, right? Often you do see players utilize it, but you don't need to. That's the good thing about it. All right, let's check in, though, and see how Rack Attack is doing. Looks like he's gone into that Song Dynasty. Song Dynasty going to be reducing the cost of all of his non-military buildings. So just listen to those words. That's a very legal term. I'll say that right there. It's non-military buildings. So what does that mean? Well, does that include your house? Yep, that's a non-military building. Does it include your farm? Yep, it does. Does it include your blacksmith? Yep, it does. Blacksmiths are cheaper. Does it include your outpost? Yeah, it does. I don't know how. I don't know why. But apparently that's the way non-military goes. Military is barracks, docks, archery ranges, stables, siege workshops. That's it. Those are your military. Everything else? What? For everything else, there's MasterCard. Well, not really. Back in those days, you didn't have MasterCard. But you did have Master Smiths with Master Swords and Spears with Master... Oh, careful, careful, careful. Big shots coming in on that backside. Nice little bit of damage right there. Prelate's going to be here to heal it up. Keep in mind, that's one of the great things about this civilization. If you've got the micro, if you've got the ability to fight... Is that a Lance Connector? Oh my gosh, this is the unit that I think could probably carry this civilization, the Lance Connect. Because previously, players have just been happy to man-fight this guy, but I don't think you can man-fight this guy anymore. He's going to come back, jumps inside the outpost, pops him back out. Let's keep an eye on him, focus him down. Look at as he spins to win here. He's on the back line. He's getting these heals in as well, which means he's going to be able to carry a bit more damage. Jumps him back in the outpost. The hero of the day, Optimus Prime, trying to micro his way to victory. Second Lance Connector's out. Don't mind my German. I'm just going to be over here practicing. Spearman staying alive right now. He's like the Bee Gees all of a sudden. Double Lance Connect out. It's a decent hold here, but you've got to remember, at the end of the day, it's 5 relics against 1. What are we really holding for here? This is painful to be part of. The only out that he's got at this moment is getting to Imperial Age, dropping down that Palace of Swabia, and holding out in this game. He needs this game to go a little bit longer because the gold income from these relics will be significant over the next 5 to 10 minutes. He's going to be able to take sacred sites. That means that he's going to have additional gold that's coming through. And on top of that, there's a chance he goes into Yuan Dynasty, which means that he'll have access to pagodas, and then those relics are even going to be stronger. There's so much with this civilization that you need to be careful of, and Optimus Prime may be playing right into it. Checking in on that north side of the map. What are the unique upgrades that we've picked up? Let's rephrase that question. What are the upgrades that we've picked up? Yeah, nothing. Nothing. At this point in time, 14 minutes into the game, the Minework Palace has added absolutely 0 value to Optimus Prime's game. Absolutely nothing. Not a single upgrade was had. Let's compare that now over to the Meditation Gardens. As an example, for Rack Attack, he's had 48 food a minute, 32 wood a minute. That means he's had for the last... every minute, he's had 80 resources coming through. And he's been aged up for about, what is it, 12 minutes? So you're talking about 960 resources right there that have come through for him. Compared to 0 for Optimus Prime. It's a stark difference. Let's not talk about the Regnants, though. Age up comes through. It's going to be the Swabia. It's on the back line. No real surprise there. Now, the question's going to be, how does Optimus Prime hold here? There is one key combo that I would be looking for in this situation. It's going to be an outpost with a cannon emplacement in it, or a bombard emplacement in it. The problem is, it's got no stone. It's got no relics to work with either, which means that you're not able to put a relic in the outpost. Because in this position, Rack Attack can simply look to push down the opponent, look to knock on their door and say, hey, how you doing? You've just spent all these resources on Imperial Age, and you've got no units to show for it. Let's see if that's going to be the choice that he goes for here. As it looks like, in addition to those Shaolin monks, he's also got out an OG monk and a villager. He's bringing 3 villagers, 4, 5. How many villagers have you got? He just says, I've got 15 villagers. Oh, he's dropping a keep. All right, I thought there was just 1 or 2 there, but no, it turns out he brought the whole town came. Throws down the keep in the center of the map. Going to be looking to utilize this as a central stationing point to keep his siege safe underneath this sacred site sanctuary. How many S's would you like? Yes. Yes. Double granary coming up in the back of the base. Triple granary thrown down. Rack Attack looking for that transition. And have a look at the gold he's got at the moment. 1,900 gold. And this is the problem that I find when you're playing this style of Jusey's Legacy, is you have so much gold, you don't know what to spend it on. I'm not even kidding you. You get all your upgrades, you get everything. And it's like, what do I do with all this gold? It's that classic meme of the guy with the limes, except it's gold. Maybe your face is Mansa Musa instead. You've got that much gold. But if we take a look at his upgrades, you can see he's got wheelbarrow, he's got his tier 2 for his food, he's got his double broadaxe, he's got his lumber preservation. I'm assuming he's got his mining upgrades as well. There you go, he's got those. All the +2s are coming through now. Well, steel arrows coming through at the moment. Balanced projectiles will be through shortly, but I expect that we'll be seeing every single one of these upgrades picked up very, very soon. And now at the same time, securing up this central location. He looks to gather up more stone. A little bit of an attack in the back. It's going to be a big boy, bad boy night. 3 shots? 3 shots? He mustn't have upgrades. He doesn't have upgrades. It's a sad life right now. He's up against these tech-styled villagers. 3 shots for an Order of the Dragon Knight. Jeez, I feel like this is the knight that we've got at home. Is it the Holy Roman Empire calling? Or are you just happy to see me? Look at the size of that thing. All right, well, let's check in on that north side and see how we've got... There it is, the cannon emplacement's coming through. I don't like the positioning of it, a little bit far forward, but you can always be quite aggressive with these cannons. Once the emplacement comes in, you're now going to be able to work down this siege, be able to work down the keep, and if you're lucky, see, the problem is, because you don't have the relic, you can't reach the far side of the keep. And without reaching the far side of the keep, it means that this keep will be able to stay alive. Because a single bombard would come out and be able to take it out, but never mind the first keep. We're going to worry about the second keep, as now, all of a sudden, Rack Attack looks to push in towards this enemy location. Outpost still under pressure, firing off. You can see him looking to work down a couple of these units. Lens connector at the front, going to start spinning to win. Outpost, emergency repairs no longer coming through on it. The keep is standing strong. You can see that cannon emplacement firing down on all the spears that are here. It looks like he's just upgraded it as well. Slowly and steadily, the numbers have begun to dwindle, and now it's just looking like Rack Attack's just going to take the game. I mean, at this point, you've got Optimus Prime, who's got Imperial Age. He's got his Swabia ticking, so all he wants to do is survive in this position. That's the key. He just wants to survive, and sure, he's lost a couple of units, and yeah, he loses an outpost at the front. He might lose a couple of villagers here and there as well. But as long as he can get a secondary outpost up somewhere and hold with that, he should be fine, realistically. Let's check in with the UI, though. Just get an idea on where these villager counts are at. He's sitting on 66 vills, 67 vills, and he's up against 54. And on top of that, his villagers are better. That's important to note. He's got much better villagers than the average bear. Sacred Site victory now approaching. You can see all that gold income on the way through. We still don't have Yuan Dynasty just yet. That could definitely be a goal for him. I think the one thing that's lacking for me from Rack Attack's perspective is this farm transition, because I feel like we probably should be Yuan Dynasty at this point, be looking to pump out those Shaolin monks. How many does he actually have? He's only got 2 on the battlefield. He's not even interested in going for it. There you go. I didn't even realize. All right, what's going to be a slow and steady push here? Battering rams now coming out. Emergency repairs will be in play. I'm curious to see exactly when he thinks about dropping it down. It's probably going to be for this outpost or the town center, whichever one has to come first. Otherwise, you're just kind of wasting it away if you throw it on these buildings. Looks like it's not going to be of use here. He's got access to it. Also has access to Dragonfire. Probably not that useful at this stage of the game. Maybe if he decides to go for a couple of spearman raids. There are no mills on the backside here. Second town center now going to be coming up for rack attack as well. Wants to make sure he doesn't fall too far behind on that economy. And the slow and steady push continues. Optimus Prime, where art thou, units? Looks like he's just moving into mass spears here. Optimus Prime trying his best to hold on. Let's check in towards that north side of the base. He's got 5 spears in queue. Oh, hello. Little siege workshop for you. If he can get access to a culverin, this could turn the tide significantly. A culverin would be able to force the battering rams out, would be able to take care of the nest of bees, and it would force rack attack to either engage and kill the culverin or build another keep a little bit closer. Speaking of keeps, keep in mind, we've got the Sacred Side victory fast approaching. 8 minutes to go on that bad boy. Always keep that in the back of your head, because even though you're getting rammed at the front, you're going to have to worry about getting rammed to the back as well. Sacred victory fast approaching here. Now, the culverin is indeed on the way through. We see it here. In queue at the moment. Outpost is in. He's got the upgrade for additional health. Cannon emplacements on the way in. We're looking for a little bit of a defense here. The villagers towards the front. These guys do not have their textiles just yet. He pops them in the TC, says, hey, you guys, stay safe. But look at the infantry numbers. Ludicrous amounts of infantry right here. I've got no idea how he's going to be able to defend this. Spearman now, coming out. He's got elite gilded spearmen. And keep in mind, these are 2-for-1 spearmen. These are just not your standard spearmen. These are the ones that you get from, I don't know, where do you get 2-for-1 deals? I don't know, Kmart, Target? Probably not. It's more like your grocery store. At least in Australia, it's your grocery store, man. I'm getting 2-for-1 on English muffins. How about you guys? TC goes down. With the TC going down, he's going to lose emergency repairs for the ability to influence on this outpost. So a little bit of a mistake here, but at the same time, maybe he's just not looking to go. Now those spears are going to start diving in. He falls back away from it as well. Barracks is going to be extended out. He was trying his best to extend out that influence towards the outpost before it went down. You could see he was rushing up that barracks, but unfortunately, it was not fast enough. And now, as a result, we're going to have to check in. You can see emplacements are on the way at the back here. He needs to... There's the cannon emplacement. It comes through. Keep in mind, we've now got landmarks in place. Sacred victory. We're looking at... What are we looking at? 6 minutes, 37 seconds. Landmark victory. Well, that's 1 out of 4. 2 out of 4 here, 3 out of 4 here, and the final one towards the backside. Spears doing a decent job of cleaning up this push for now. He's done a decent job holding on. But remember, there are a number of factors that aren't in his favor. Most notably, the relics. The relics not being in his favor hurts him significantly. It means that he doesn't have this gold that's being generated by his opponent. So it's a significant swing in his opponent's favor. On top of that, we've also got sacred sites that he's missing out on. These factors slowly contribute, and now the Imperial Age arrives for rack attack. He's got a number of different directions he can consider with Juicy's library. For anybody unfamiliar with this landmark's going to enable 5 different technologies that are all unique. However, you can only choose 2 of them. Now, if you are asking for advice from a player like myself, I'm not too bad at the game. I would say avoid this one. Don't do this one. Not worth it. You always want to get this one. Dynastic Protectors. That's guaranteed. Some of the strongest cavalry in the game right there with the Imperial Guard. And then the last one, it's up to you. Do you want to go for 10,000 bolts? Get yourself a little bit of extra firepower. Do you want to go for Roar of the Dragon and get yourself an extra fire lance on your spearmen or your horsemen? Or, if you're a fan of Siege, like myself, perhaps you'd like a little bit of AoE on your bombards. I know what I'm having. What about you, though? Spear numbers starting to look good. Clearing out the house. The wolves. Everybody getting taken out by the culverin. Who's next? He says. As the culverin begins to move towards that second wolf. He's got his eyes on the boar as well. You can see it. You can see it. Never mind, it was the wolf. I thought he was taking a shot at the boar. I'm like, really? He's doing it? Boar's got 85 health, by the way. Oh, sorry. Culverin's got 85 damage, by the way. That was the direction I wanted to go. Walls have come up. Looks like he's going to wall himself in. It's the oldest trick in the book. They never see it coming. It's a little bit dangerous. He throws down the gate at the same time. He's like, oh, actually, you know what? We do kind of need a gate to get out of here, guys. Sacred site. At the moment, 4 minutes on that sacred victory. And I tell you what, Optimus Prime's done a good job to hold. I didn't think it was going to happen. But you've got to remember that those spearmen, they're like double spears. So he's essentially sitting on 48 spearmen at this point. But now we see the addition of archers. He's looked for the unique upgrade and he's picked it up as well. 5 ranged armor on these archers. Veterancy at the moment. Could be looking for the elite upgrade shortly. In fact, I take it back. He is looking for the elite upgrade. 30 seconds to go. Not to mention incendiary arrows on the way through. Optimus Prime is finding a way back into this game. Ladies and gentlemen, we could have ourselves a game on our hand. It's all going to come down to sacred sites, I suspect. And now those villagers are going to have to make an evac away from that gold vein. You can see the outpost, or rather the keep, yet to have that boiling oil in it. He's going to look to try and siege this down. He says, you know what? I've had enough. Let's do it. Does he have emergency repairs in play? It doesn't look like it. You can see he's now trying to extend it out. We can have a look at the network, and you can see him throwing down the blueprints. He wants to get it up ASAP. He knows that he needs it. The keep is falling down, but he's going to be spamming that click. There it goes. The emergency repairs is in. Where are the units? There's the archers teeing off. Is he contesting sacred sites somewhere? Oh, the spears are over on the right side. He's looking to hold this sacred site. Villagers jump in. He knows he needs to keep the keep alive. He's got a little bit of a villager advantage, not to mention the fact that he's got stronger villagers. Oh, he called the spearman off the sacred site. 3 minutes to go. He took them back a little bit too early, wasn't paying attention, and now those gilded archers going to slowly work their way through. Culverin pushing up. The hold might be on, ladies and gentlemen. Rack attack could be in trouble. We are seeing ourselves a potential comeback. The spears, he had the chance to finish this game, but unfortunately now the sacred site's back into play. The gilded spearmen coming through. Look at the damage that they're taking, though. The Jukunu are just doing so much damage on the backline. Veterancy's come through. He's got the incendiary arrows on them, but unfortunately they've yet to receive that elite upgrade. They are firing off an extra arrow. The spears look like they might be able to hold it. You can see he's extending it out, but standing on the sacred site, the timer will stay. So even though he holds towards this front position, unfortunately loses out over on the east with the sacred site. And we've got ourselves a game because this is starting to get serious. Repairs. Oh my god, let me take a breather right here. Far out. All right, we're good. Whew. This is a game. You know, I was a little bit worried early on. I said to myself, this looks like it's going to be a stomp, a rollover, whatever you want to call it. Wasn't pretty. We'll say that much. But Optimus Prime has found a way back into this game. Question's going to be whether he's going to be able to extend it out any further. Because stone walls are beginning to come up on these sacred sites towards the west side. Towards the center, there's double keeps. Not to mention the larger mass of the military. A little bit of an alleyway through, I guess you could say. Still, a way that he could find in. The main threat that you're going to have is going to be from those stone walls. So just moving these villagers out like this is so smart. Or rather, moving the gilded archers out here is so smart. Just to stop these villagers from throwing this stone wall down. You can see them denying it, being able to shoot over the wall before it's built. He's just running along here looking to try and tap these walls up. But unfortunately, the gilded archers doing wonders. Now back towards the center. It looks like more stone walls coming up. He's really going for this sacred victory at this point. Plenty of units beginning to build behind. 64 military population. Plenty more units rallying out towards this side. Looks like we might have a trebuchet. Indeed, it is a trebuchet working down this keep in the center. Just don't let it distract you. Keep your eyes on the prize. At the moment, the only thing in this game keeping you alive is the threat of that sacred site being taken. You have to take this sacred site right here, right now. That means you got to get onto it. You got to start standing there right now. We got 90 seconds to go. Optimus, now is the time to transform yourself into the player that you've always wanted to be. This is it. Rack attack looking to defend. We see that sacred site's now being stood on. Spearman going to try and stop the contest. Looks like they're going to get evaporated quickly by the enemy archers. The numbers continuing to build, and now those units coming in from the south side. The archer numbers looking pretty decent here from Optimus. He's holding this sacred site. He's looking to neutralize it, and you can see it's just sitting here, just holding for the moment. He knows he needs to take it, but unfortunately, with enemy units on the sacred site, it's just going to be maintained. The timer has stopped. Culverin looking Will they find it? Indeed they do. Nesta Beast taken out. Keep's going to be thrown down as well, but the numbers are looking strong. The Zhukanu have got that extra bolt. Remember, he got that unique 10,000 bolts upgrade from Zhuxi's Palace? Library. And now just overwhelming his opponent with these bolts. Literally 10,000 bolts raining into the opponent. The sacred site looks like it has been held for the moment. Keep in mind, stone walls have been thrown up on every other site in the game. This was the last remaining site that could have been contested, he says, as all the villagers are busted through. Don't mind me. Where are we going? Where we're off to? Looks like we've broken down a wall here. But all of a sudden, you've got yourself... Now we got ourselves a real game. When the villagers get pulled, that's when you know things are getting good. 45 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen. Sprinkled placement firing off at the villagers. Trying to hold on these guys. They've found a way through. You want to know where it is? It's through the palisade wall. Not a lot of units out for him. He's going to be rallying in this direction. And you can see he's already just thrown a stone wall down. He wants to stop this from happening again. Could look to just rally towards this base, but you can see the enemy pushing towards him. Even if he takes this sacred site, it might just be good game. But we got villager on villager action. It's the Gigachads, aka the BIGGERCHADs, up against the Zhuxi Legacy villagers. Something that you only see in the games of Donati. But my, oh my... It's a sad day to be a villager. Look at him go. Look at him go. Get the shanks out. Oh, there's a Zhukanu on the side. Hey, you can't. This spear. Oh, it's over. It's over. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. We've lost too many villagers here. We've lost a lot of tempo. We've got enemy units roaming through our base, and I think this victory may be going over to Rack Attack today because there is a large mass moving towards the BIGGERCHAD homeland, and good game indeed gets called. Whoop. Sorry for pressing that button. That wasn't intentional. The game gets called. Make sure you go and check out these two creators. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can watch them live over on Twitch. Recon streams, Salami, aka Corvinus streams, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.